Well, that's fun. I just realized that I don't have to always be streaming in the games category. So, turns out there's a just chatting category, and that's what we need for most Temple of Technology events. So, this would be fun. I am your host, Scott James Magner, the idiot with the microphone, here from the glorious Temple of Technology. And I frequently order things and get things in the mail, and my rule is that if I get more than 5 things, I will stream it and I will do an unboxing video. And we have unboxed a lot of things in the last few months, and they have been going in under a games category for toys. And I learned today that the toys category is for the SNES game toys based on the Robin Williams movie. So we're not going to be doing that anymore. We're going to be dialing in our streams a little more. So with that in mind, I have these lovely packages, all of which were shoved into my mailbox. It may look like there's 3 packages, but actually there's 4 packages with 5 items, which falls in to our categories. So let's chat about what we've got here. I've got here a piece of something. I believe it's a CD. It was sent with 3 stamps on it from Boston, Massachusetts, and it says non-machinable all over it. And why this is important is what we see on the back. There is a whole printed out label for this. I'm cutting the guy's address off this so you can't see it. I don't particularly care if you know my address, it's a matter of public record, but this guy didn't sign that same bit of the social contract, so using my second favorite tool in the universe, my pocket knife, we'll talk about what non-machinable means. And see, we got here, there's a whole bunch of regulations for that. Rectangular 4 square corners, parallel opposite sides, not less than 5 inches long, 3.5 inches high, not more than 11.5 inches long or 6.5 inches high, not more than 1/4 inch thick, we're good there, and not more than 3.5 ounces, which if I was to set up my scale, this is going to come awful close to 3.5 ounces. But there is a special 20-cent surcharge for non-machinable mail, and that's what this is here, so it's not going to be machinable. And I sent a CD through the mail once, and apparently, like this guy has set it up here with cardboard in it and tape all around and very securely packaged, but I did not write the words non-machinable on it, and it got machined and the disc was broken in half by the time it got to the dude. So I lost money on that deal, and I have been a bit leery of ordering or sending CDs. Again, I have a whole stack of CDs over there that are free for the taking. Y'all just have to tell me what it is you got, and mostly you need to agree to take the entire package. But very securely packaged here. It took me a while to saw through it with my knife, in fact, without just stabbing it. And so I had to rip all of this off. I'm pretty sure I know what this is. This is a movie soundtrack of some sort. I gotta cut all this tape off too. This is very securely packaged. Good job, guy from Boston. I've already thrown your name away, so I've forgotten it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, guy from Arlington, Massachusetts. So not quite. Not quite everything here. Oh, yeah, alright, I was wrong. This is something else entirely. Trying to get the tape cut loose here. So Lindsay will laugh at me for this, but for a very long time, I had a particular dislike of a certain band. And it was a particular dislike of a certain band's biggest hit. And that was problematic. So this was sent to me in cereal box and Thin Mints and thin wheat original crackers. Basically, they're what do you call them? Not Triscuits with the other one. Wheat Thins. Wheat Thins, but these are thin wheat. It's off-brand thin wheat, and this is actual Kellogg Special K there. So this is the cranberries, and a bunch of people will laugh at this because I was very vocal for my dislike. It's wrapped in a Zell wrapper there. My dislike of the song Zombie. not of the Cranberries proper. I like the Cranberries quite a bit, but the song "Zombie" I thought was way overplayed, and I didn't like it particularly. But I also wasn't listening to the lyrics all that closely, and when I carried that hatred with me a long time. And I carried not liking the Cranberries with me a long time, to which point I would say the fucking Cranberries all the time when they showed up on the air, because I liked several of their songs, but not all of them. And it turns out that I just wasn't listening. I wasn't listening to what Dolores and the guys were saying. And when I started listening, really listening to what they were saying and all the songs, Zombie made a lot more sense. And then I quite like Zombie now. And I like them. And I only had 2 albums, and they were albums that Lindsay had, not me. And so I bought my very first Cranberries album the other day, and it was Bury the Hatchet. And it's got a bunch of songs that I heard them sing live on YouTube. In a recording, of course. Dolores has passed on this last year. I was no longer able to make these recordings. But I listened to that album live and said, I need to go deeper. I need to have these discs. And so I ordered a bunch of Cranberries discs through my CD swap site, and the first one came today. So look at that. 5 minutes in, you know more about my life than you did before. Hooray! This next thing comes to me from Greenville, New York. I believe this is a DVD or a Blu-ray. It's got the right shape for a Blu-ray and not for a CD case. Although I did order some CD cases. It could be one of those. I'll use my trusty knife to carve open. Carve is the word I was looking for earlier and lost. I should be using scissors for this. Oh. Okay. So here it is. I ordered this off of eBay because Lindsay had brought up that she'd wanted to watch some Marilyn Monroe movies, and we didn't have any. And I was shocked that we didn't have any Marilyn Monroe movies because she's a major artist and a major part of the film industry, and she made her movies during a time when I generally like her movies, and I've watched almost all of her movies, including crazy shit like The Misfits or early stuff where she's just a girl in a crowd. But we did not own How to Marry a Millionaire, and we could not find How to Marry a Millionaire streaming for free. It was always we needed to buy it or rent it or something, and the rental price wasn't onerous, but the purchase price was, it was always pretty tough. And I went on eBay. I went to my DVD swap site, which is where I should be going whenever I want a DVD. It's to that site. And I looked for it there, and they didn't have any there. So then I looked for it on eBay, and this new-ish. Yeah, I'm gonna say new-ish. This was pressed in 2012, but it's never been opened. So for $10, I got this Blu-ray of How to Marry a Millionaire, and I bet it looks fantastic. Mastered for 2012 high-definition televisions, such as they were. How to Marry a Millionaire, $10. All right. So I actually had to pay for that when I didn't swap for it. But it was $9 with free shipping. Well, that's pretty cool. All right, so this one here comes to me from New Albany, Indiana. I happen to know exactly what is in this because the gentleman who sent this to me sent me an email right before he shipped it and saying, hey, this one of these is going to be one of these is going to be not in a traditional case because I got it as part of a set, and it came in a sleeve. There's an actual sleeve. Yeah, here. So, Gentlemen Before Blondes, another great Howard Hawks movie. We've got Jane Russell, Marilyn Monroe. This is a fantastic movie, and it came in, like you said, it came in a paper wrapper with a USB. So this guy never had a case for this, and I just want to make sure it was a real movie. It looks like it's a real movie. I'm checking out the back end to see how bad of a pressing it is, but no, that's the real deal, Gentlemen Before Blondes, and it's I'll put that in its own. Thing, but that was free. I swapped for that, and so I have many credits left to me from this last year when I got big lots of DVDs, and I would keep some, and I would give some away, and I would trade some online. So I have many credits. And some of those credits were used to get Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. So this was free. Now I watched this on Hulu, for which I paid, and I watched the first season on Hulu, and I liked it a lot. And I was keep meaning to go back and watch the second season on Hulu, but I'm very happy to have this two discs here, 8 episodes. They're not really scratched up. It's in pretty good shape, the DVD case, so I will of course put this in a smaller case, as is my want. I'd love to do that. So that's 4 things I've got so far, and the 5th thing is right here. This is another swap. Comes to me from Ashland, Oregon. I have some friends down in Ashland. This was from none of them. He has packaged this in an Amazon Prime mailer, folded over and retaped. I have done the same thing for some of my packages. I usually do the whole mailer and I fold it over a couple times with tape. That has not happened here. He cut it open and he pushed the thing through. So this is, yeah. Also from a DVD swap height, quite possibly the most famous Marilyn Monroe movie that's not The Misfits, Some Like It Hot. And I can hear shit floating around in there. I'm hoping it didn't break. Oh no, it's just a piece of cardboard. It's a little piece of cardboard, you put it on here to keep it from popping, put it on there to keep it from popping loose. It's a secure thing. I don't always do it because I package things so securely. Alright, so Some Like It Hot. Let's see if it's scratched all the shit. It is scratched some, but not awful. So I'll call that a win. Alright, and just like that, I've got 1 CD, 4 DVDs and 1 Blu-ray. Given that 2 of the DVDs were part of a season of television. A miniseries, though. It's a fantastic miniseries if you haven't watched it. It's very, very loosely based on the book Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. It has some amazing performances, and I would watch it again at any time. That's why I got it to put into my collection. So that is what I do when I unbox. Now, because we're having fun, I'm going to show you what happens when I don't have the blue screen up, do I? But if I just turn off, my camera, yeah, there we go. Wonderful. So this is my DVD collection software, DVD Profiler. I have been using this software for damn near 20 years. It got its final release a few years back. It's not going to be any more updates to it, but it'll tell you, for example, a recommendation when you log in. Sure, I'll refresh my profile. It's been a few days since I've entered in a DVD. It's currently sorting by title, which is why 10 Cloverfield Lane pops up there. Sure. 10 Cloverfield Lane is not the most recent DVD I've purchased. It is not the newest DVD I've purchased. It is in no way indicative of the state of my collection. The fact that 10 Clover... You can't hear a damn thing I'm saying, can you? Because I foolishly put my microphone away. I just got so used to having a microphone here on my desk, or clipped on around. I know you can hear some things because I've listened to these streams when I do this before. But now I've got the microphone up in here so you can see again. Actually, we'll go over here to camera too. There's the microphone. It comes out from over. It's on a really nice arm. I can swing it behind the monitors so that the monitors are, a nice baffle between the sound. But when you forget to deploy the microphone, you also forget to, stream content. So we'll go back here to camera 1, or rather the remains of camera 1. All right, so it has shown me that it's updated the listings for some of my television. All right, so while I normally sort and watch my DVDs, I sort them by release descending. And this will sometimes get the newest DVDs up here, but not the ones that I lost the word. No, fuck, lost it. All right, so these, you note here the numbers aren't specifically, they're pretty close to being linear, but there's a jump sometimes as you go through. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to enter these into my database. And you do this using the just pop camera 1 back on there really fast. You do them using the UPC code here on the why don't we turn on my stream deck so we can do this the right way. Do it using the UPC code on the paper insert. All right, now we got that there. So I can just turn off camera 1. And the UPC code here is 027 616 86035. Oh, I did all that typing. And I didn't remember to click right here, which is a thing that happens all the time. I always screw this up. I am a touch typist. I can do all that fine, but one of my hands is full, and see, what have we got going on there? Display capture. Turn off the capture card. There we go, display capture. No, that's all wrong. Let's go back to this, and I'll just turn on camera 1 every so often. So I'm a touch typist, and I'm really fast, but there are times when one of my hands is full of something and I have to type using only one hand. And because my hand shakes and because I have a broken brain, I will call out the numbers I'm typing to make sure I don't make a mistake. Because I do make mistakes sometimes when I'm hunting and pecking with one hand, because it's not natural for me to go all the way over here to the left side of my keyboard. Up until last year, I was working in an office downtown. And I didn't work from home that much, but when I did, I was able to, manage with my big gaming keyboard and everything. I was able to make my work from home work. And then when I started typing at this desk full time, I needed to be using a keyboard that was right here in front of this monitor, straight in front of the monitor. No twisting like this or twisting like this, because your elbow gets up there and it moves around and it's no good. It's no good for anybody when you can't properly type. So without pain. So I learned to sit up straight a little bit more, type just straight here in front of that. And I had to make sure that in fact, if we get here to camera 2, I think camera 2 can stay a little classier for us. Yeah, look at that. So down here in camera 2, you can see my keyboard tray, right? And to set up here directly in front of the monitor, the keyboard needs to be off center. And I am perfectly centered on the monitor is centered on my sit-to-stand desk, the keyboard is right here, but I've got this much room for my mouse. And I don't need to do a lot of mouse maneuvers when I am typing. When I'm gaming, I need to do a lot, and for that I typically move this keyboard over. I just slide it over a little bit. But there's not a lot of room to slide back and forth, and I need something light enough that I can just pick up and put here on the sit-to-stand desk. So I got this Corsair K65 mechanical keyboard. It was not cheap. I had just bought a different mechanical keyboard to update the mechanical keyboard that I've been using for more than a decade. And it was a fine keyboard. All the keyboards still work, I might add. But let's go back to camera 2 real briefly. all the keyboards work fine. This one just happened to be a little better suited for this specific desk, and I was able to pick it up and put it on. Pick it up and put it on the sit-stand desk whenever I needed to. So, also it gave me a little room here to do things like put my iPad here. I need to do stuff with the iPad, and the whole desk configuration works great for me. All right, so we'll go back to camera 1. There we go. Go back to camera 1, and then of course we will turn camera 1 off so we can see the screen. All right, I have entered the UPC code for Some Like It Hot into the program. I'm going to put add to owned. All right, it's going to ask me things, important things. It was an online retailer, and it was my Swappa DVDs. So this lets me know where I got it, when I got it, and details about it. So count as one disc. Yes, there's one disc in that case. So boom. Then it pops right over there. And if you want, you can... I'll show you on the next one. It'll be a lot easier to show you on the next one, but I'm going to put the sleeve back in this case. Oh, see, I'm dropping things already. This is why I need to use two hands, because I drop things. As a child, it was cute. As an adult, it's quirky. And one thing you can't see is there's a giant stack of DVDs here that I have received in the last few days from various orders or gifts or bits. I've got quite a few DVDs in the last few days. But we're going to move on to the next one. And the next one is Dirk Gently here. So 8839. Yep, typing. 295716666. Dirk Gently. Hooray, season 1. All right, so how it's going to look. I'll just pop up the preview there. Here's the front and back of it, which is, pretty much what I have here in my hand. And this is the information that'll show up in my profile and online when I look at this. It's got generally high ratings from anonymous people. 2 reviews. What can you do? All right, yeah, add that to own. It's going to ask me questions again. Swap a DVD. I got 2 discs here. That's important when you take a look at the number that I've got over here. I have well over 5,000 DVDs in my collection. That is not 5,000 spines, that is 5,000 DVDs. And the difference is important because I barely have enough room for the 3,000 or so spines that I have. Not so much the 5,000 plus discs. And I have done some... rearranging with my DVD collections to make sure that they'll all fit on the screens. For example, I've got 35 seasons of DVDs, Doctor Who DVDs, which is some 200 stories, if you count them all up. I've got those collected into single season cases, and it was a big project to get those single season cases squared away. You may have seen some of my efforts in previous unboxing streams, but that's where we are with that. And one more here. How to Marry a Millionaire, rather. 024543817. You're lucky I can read this at all with my glasses on. 9. How to Marry a Millionaire. If I could spelled wrong, no. Millionaire. It's just tiny, tiny, tiny text. You probably can't see it at all from where you're looking. I can barely see it. This is from eBay, not Swap a DVD Club, so I had to put in the purchase price for this here. It cost me $9. This is a Blu-ray, and there is one of them. Pretty sure there's one of them. Yep, one of them. I didn't take the tape off yet, but there's one of them. All right, boom, like that, and we're going to add those to my collection. Tomorrow, I, in fact, will be repackaging a bunch of DVDs, and you'll get a better idea of how this all works. You'll note that they didn't automatically sort to the top of my of my list because the most recent DVD that released was my Star Trek Lower Decks Steelbook, which I had to scan in myself, I might add. They didn't have a listing for this when I went to scan it, and I had to click it in myself. And my Steelbook came all busted to shit, and so I had to leave a negative comment about this disc. I hate doing that, leaving negative comments, but you pay a premium for the Steelbook, and you want it to arrive intact, and it arrives bent in half. That's a problem, because not only do I have to display this on a shelf, if I have to end up repackaging it, why did I buy the Steelbook in the first place, right? I could have just got the blue plastic. I could have just got the blue plastic case like this, right? And just kept that on the shelf. Or gave it even a tinier case, a thinner case, because there's only 2 discs in there. I could put that in a smaller case. But once all busted up like that, I get a little angry. In fact, I've got a number of... Ooh, I can even show you one here. This is a perfect example. So this was... I got this this Steelbook for Ghost on the Shell Standalone Complex. I didn't need it. I already had a special case I could put this into, but when I got this thing, it was bent all to hell. And you can see here the scars of that bending. Right up, you can see the dents on the sides. And this came, and it was bent like this. From this spot, it was just bent up at an angle. And yeah, you can still see a little bit of it. Yeah, there you go. You can see how it was bent, and I had bent it back into place. But this side bit, this foil spine, was completely ruined. And I complained to these people, and I said, hey, this is bullshit. I ordered this from you specifically because you said it came in the Steelbook, and the Steelbook is useless to me. And so they gave me half off, which was nice, and refunded all my shipping, which was better because I paid shipping on this and it was not protected in the shipping. So this Star Trek Lower Decks Steelbook was similarly broken, and I am currently in the complaining negotiations phase with them so that they know, hey, don't send me broken shit. But were I to sort this by collection number, because I have yet to recycle these collections, you'll see the 4 things here. Some Like It Hot, Dirk Gently, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and How to Marry a Millionaire that I've just added in. And the next thing that I do when I get this is I reassign the collection numbers, because I don't want the newest things I have to have the highest collection number. I want the most recently released things to have the highest collection number. And I'll show you why in a second. So we're going to resort 2,700, almost 2,800 spines. A spine to me is a single title of a DVD, whether it be Stargate Atlantis Season 5 or Doctor Who Planet of the Giants, right, which I have collected into a larger collection of Doctor Who Season 1, Series 1 rather. And you see even that, it released in 2012. And so that's its release number is there in 2012. But if you get down in the weeds here, these 2 discs don't even have a release date. I could find the release date for these things. I didn't know when I bought them, though. I bought these... I got this one last year. And it's really interesting. It's a double movie thing. I'm going to have to find an actual release date for this and put it in. But I've had this disc forever. I need to update it. I need to get a Blu-ray of this disc. I can't even tell you what I paid for it, because I bought it so long ago. Right here is when DVDs started to really be produced and really make the grade. And so a whole bunch of these came out in cases like this one. I've got one of these keep cases here I can show you. Go back to camera 1. These keep cases from Warner Brothers. Remember these from Warner Brothers? And you pop them loose here. It's got packaging printed right on the inside, and they're great. And they're thin. They're 10 millimeters rather than 14 millimeters, which is nice. And you can see that how that's a difference here when you look at side by side. So it's a little smaller. Actually, I think it's about the same, but trust me, it takes up less space on the wall. But I put things in the 6 millimeter cases. So when I get a disc like this, and you'll see this tomorrow if I end up doing the whole Temple Technology bit, I have to print. I have to either scan this cover or find someone who's already scanned it, get it set up in the right aspect, so that I can put it into a $6 million, 6 millimeter, not $6 million. Although I do own the $6 million man, and go there. But these, they would release X number of discs a month, right? And so these are discs that came out in March of 1997, and here's April of 1997, right? And you can see them slowly work their way up, and almost all these 1997 discs were Warner Brothers discs that came in those snap cases. And the way the posters are set up, you can see just how they click up in there. This, however, boy, this guy. I don't have the Criterion release of The Killer. I almost got one, but I talked somebody out of selling it to me because they were selling it to me and part of a lot. And they said, yeah, that disc is worth $400 on eBay. And they said, what? It's like, that's an original pressing Criterion Killer disc. You can get $400 for that on eBay. And so they wisely decided not to send it to me as part of a big lot for $5. And I already had The Killer here in a Chinese release. And I bought it. When did I buy it? I bought it in 2002. So you can see that's how long I've been using the software, right? I bought this in 2002. This is the first DVD I ever bought. It's one of 5 DVDs that I bought at Fry's in Portland coming home from a convention. And I bought a DVD player at the same time. That DVD player still works, and it lives at my friend Mindy and Phil's house. It's a 5-disc DVD player, and so I bought this. I bought The Matrix. I bought The 13th Warrior. I bought a Star Trek disc. It was the first 2 episodes of Star Trek, and there was one other, and I forget what it was, but it was good. It was important. And I've got this all documented on my website. But I could look up, for example, the purchase date. I could look up for sort by purchase date. Purchase date ascending. So it should go right up here. All right, here we go. Yes, there they are. The 13th Warrior, Half-Life of Kung Fu, The Matrix, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. And while it's not listed here because I no longer have the disc, it was the first 2 episodes of Star Trek: The Original Series in the individual clamshell release, which was, they were discs that were, oh, I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm talking about. When I sort by purchase date here, this was a new DVD when I bought it down at Fry's. And I probably paid $30 for it. I probably paid 20 though. It's more likely that I paid 20 than 30. Well, I bought it in April of 2000, and along with Half-Life of Kung Fu, The Matrix, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, of course, like I said, and then the Star Trek disc. Now, the next bit that I've got here, I bought some discs here and there, but not a lot of discs. And you'll see that the next of them are all loaded in here on 10/22/2002. That is because that is the date I bought DVD Profiler. And so I've been using this software since October of 2002. So 18 years, 19 years, 18 years and change. 2 decades. Come on, 20 years. That's what it is. So I've been using the software for 20 years. And so when I got the software, I'm going to go down here to, I'm pretty deep into my collection here. I'm scrolling around. And so were I to sort this by the year I purchased it, there's a lot of discs that I had before I started really... I don't have these anymore. Why are these still in here? I gave these away. Funny story, you can remove things. Remove from collection. I sent these to my friend in... No, I sold these. I swap a DVD'd this. And so now I'm just removing it from my... Boy. I thought I had done this already. I moved these last summer. Or last fall, rather. Because I've got the Blu-ray set. In fact, if I just sort for The Prisoner... You see that I've got the complete series here on Blu-ray. I've also got the revival, the AMC revival. And, of course, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And the HDVD version of it. Because I believe HDVDs are a... click, 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 click. I can just remove all these at once, I think. No, I gotta do them. I bought these in order when I bought these as a big mega set. So... And I moved them as a mega set, all 10 discs. It's hard to get rid of some of these things from my collection, even though I've replaced them, even though I have better, more I lost the word, defined, higher definition. They're better transfers, they're better produced, they're better created, everything is better. Look at that, I moved 10 discs out of there. But we're still going down, I've scrolled a bunch. For Fry and Laurie, okay, so there, that's different. That's different. Look at that, we're getting into the 2000s. Later 2000s. A lot of these come when I got together with Lindsay and I started updating my collection and buying more stuff. Oof. I'm having gastric difficulty here, so I am going to cut this a little short. Anyway. How to do this the right way. I really love DVD Profiler. I think it's a fantastic... It's a fantastic program for categorizing your DVD collections. And look at 2006 there. Oh, Big Jake. X versus Sever. Everyone hates this movie. I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Street Fighter Summer Catch. I should be getting right here into new stuff. Yojimbo. Yep, boom. Yojimbo. So I am fairly deep in here. So why don't we reset these collection numbers again? Reassign by purchase date. And you'll see what I'm talking about. We're looking for Yojimbo in here. Did it? Oh. They're not resigned. They're not done by purchase date. Why didn't they sort by purchase date? Sort by purchase date. Ascending. And the collection number is supposed to do the same thing. Reassign collection numbers. Reassign all collection numbers. Order by purchase date. Yeah, that should have done everything. There we go. There's the first 4. And if I look for Yojimbo, 172. So when I started using this software, I had 172 DVDs. And if you note the time, I got those DVDs in the course of 2 years. 2 years, 6 months, 172 DVDs. I may have bought that many. I know I got that many last year. I got nearly 1,000 discs last year. Some of that's because of the pandemic, but people were dumping their discs and I was picking them up. And I padded out a lot of stuff, and I have a big box of discs over here, which you can't see because camera 1 is off. I have a big box of discs over here that need to be rehomed. I have some HDVDs up here, in fact, that have never been opened because they are duplicates. They are duplicates to my collection, and I already had them. And so, drop me a line. I'll be able to figure this stuff out. I have a lot of movies, in fact. As I mentioned, if you just count spines, 2,761 spines for a roughly twice that number of physical discs. Because not everything is a TV series. A season of a TV series typically has between 6 and 8 discs. I have many a TV series. In fact, if you'll follow me back here, I just picked up the first 7 seasons of NCIS because a friend was giving them away. And I said to myself, hey, I want those. And so I got them. I don't need them. I can stream them whenever I want. It was nice to have them. And I'm going to be doing some interesting things with them. I have a lot of crime and crime drama, and I may move crime drama off the main shelf into binders. I don't know. I like having nice spines that I can look at and see, and some of them span collections. I'll show you all that tomorrow. But I like collecting things. It makes me feel good. This is an old. This isn't a Blu-ray. This is the only picture I had for it, though. Ah, that's weird. I should be able to. Yeah, it's totally not a Blu-ray. I have a DVD of this, but it came up with this as the only picture I could get. So I'll fix that. I'll make sure that goes the right way. But movies like Captain Phillips, right? I got this last week rather, and I've never seen this movie. I understand it's really good. I was more interested in Ip Man and Ip Man 2, which came in the same lot. But this is a fine movie that I'll be watching at some point. And I pick things up. As I go. R. Hudson Fury. This is a fantastic kung fu movie. This is a great kung fu movie. It's one of the better ones I think I've ever seen. And I got this also in that lot. But then in a lot I got from a friend of mine, Support Your Local Sheriff. And Kick Ass, a movie I despise and I do not like. But I also saw it at a different time in my life when I hated the Cranberries, for example, at that time of my life. And so I want to rewatch this movie because it has a whole bunch of people that I like in it. And it might be better than I remember. I doubt it, but anything's possible. Go and get it again, Ross. This movie's fantastic. Adam Baldwin got an Academy Award for 10 minutes of mostly improvised dialogue. It's a 10-minute speech in the middle of this movie. Towards the beginning, actually. And where he comes in and he talks about stuff, and he just nails it to the wall. But look at all these. Every one of these guys has an Academy Award. Every one. This was a really good movie. This is a movie I have not seen, but I want to. It is, in fact, a sequel to the actual books. You'll see. I couldn't believe I didn't have this movie. But I got it now. Boy, do I ever have it now. Because I thought he'd be taller. And I could go down the movies in my collection forever. But that's not why you're here. You're here to see me, the idiot with a microphone, here in the Temple of Technology. And that is my unboxing stream, which I managed to pad out with a description of, as I just chat, the software that I use to categorize and track my DVDs. I, of course, am going to fix these collection numbers the way that I like them, which is by release date. And I'll do that, and then I just upload. Oh, I'll show you this. This is fun. All right, let's turn the camera off again. So once you are done categorizing your DVDs, and you have sorted them and done things the way you want to do them, you can upload your collection to the web. And this is invaluable to me as somebody with nearly 3,000 titles. I need to know what I have, and the easiest way to do that is to just look at it here on the computer that I keep in my pocket. And that computer can download directly from the internet my collection when you have the software on it. My iPad here has that software. My Android phone, my iPhone. I put it on Lindsay's phone, although she forgets that it's there sometimes. Pretty much all the time she forgets it's there. Sorting recyclables is very important. Not everything I get in the mail is recyclable. It's just taking forever. I don't know why this is taking forever, and I got things to do. Ugh. Curse you, slow internet. It's scanning my collection because there's a lot of changes in it. For example, I took things out of my collection, and I put some things in. So the overall number of discs has gone down. I'm so happy with this movie, let me tell you. This movie came out better than it had any right to be. It turns out that the delays and reshoots brought it back pretty much to where it was when it started to get delayed. So it could have been so much worse, and it turned out really well. It's so close. Come on, you're almost there. You're almost there. All right, here we go. We're logging in. I'm going to upload my collection, and it will tell me how many discs I have online and what's in my local collection. You'll see that online it shows that I have 8 more discs than I have here because I just removed 10 discs and I added 4 more. I removed 10 discs, I added 6, and then there's the stuff that I did the other day. So yeah, I'm gonna override that online collection. And to make it even more fun, I will show you what this is going to look like at the end. You don't want that. That's a different thing. It's almost there. I learned something with this broadcast. I mentioned at the beginning of it that I've been sending a lot of my streams, including Retro Game Night, which I just finished, to kind of the wrong category. Just basic games. There's a retro category I could have been sending them to, which has thousands of watchers at any time. And so I could have gained a lot of followers, and I'll probably do that with the next bits of Retro Game Night to go and see what I'm doing. I don't know why this is taking so long. It shouldn't take this long. It doesn't matter because nobody's watching. Oh, Wes is here. Hi, Wes. He snuck in. Oh, this isn't more boring than my normal boring stuff. I really do need to go do other things. Software. Internet software. So Wes, I finished Mass Effect Andromeda, my second playthrough earlier tonight. It kind of snuck up on me how much I had finished of it, and then boom, I was done. So I have completed every quest that I am aware of, and I have explored every planet, and I've done everything, and I still didn't get 100% completion. I still have a couple achievements that I gotta go run down. And they're gonna be tough ones, like headshots. Oh boy, I got it. I love that movie. Fort Fairlane is so awesome. I let me tell you, I watched that movie a lot. Don't oof. It's awful. It's a horrible movie. You're not wrong. But that movie, to me, that is the 80s. I watched that when I was on my own in college, and I went to the movie theaters to watch that. It was fantastic. And I just love it. I love that movie. I would watch it again. I probably will watch it again because I own it. Right? It is not Lindsay's cup of tea. It will never be Lindsay's cup of tea. Yeah, I mean, I completed everything twice in 2 playthroughs. I even snuck in a second romance I didn't know that I was doing. I didn't know that I was actually romancing the Asharan museum curator. I would just flirt with her by accident. And apparently that's all you need is to flirt with her by accident. Just be nice to her. Exactly. Oh! Yeah, it's got Lauren Holly in a very early role. Dice Clay. Vince Neil's dead body. Remarkably similar to his live body. It's so funny. I love the soundtrack. I love a lot about that movie. It is not high cinema. It is not good. But it's great. It's like Hudson Hawk, right? Hudson Hawk is a great movie. I love watching it. It is fantastic. I would watch Hudson Hawk anytime it was on TV. It turns out Hudson Hawk is never on TV. So if you want to watch Hudson Hawk, you got to catch it on a rare cable thing, or you got to put it in yourself and watch it. And so one of the reasons why I've got software like this is so I can pick movies to watch and without having to go through and look at every single spine on the shelf. Why is this taking so long? I have things I want to show people. All right. I'm gonna skip ahead. So this is what things look like once you've got it uploaded. So not only do you have your own list here, right? That you've got stuff going on, but if you go to this link, if you go to that link, you can see every disc in my collection, and it's unobfuscated. I have it right up there. I'm not afraid of it. It's public for a reason. You can't alter the list. You can't do anything but view it. I'm the only one who can alter it. But when you get a big full thing here, you get the covers, get the images like you got. So Lower Decks doesn't have anything because it's not in their system. Wonder Woman, however, is. The newest Doctor Who is. In fact, I had to add this stuff myself because it just wasn't there. But this official BBC release was. Miss Fisher, Crypt of Tears. It's a fine Kickstarter. It's a good movie. All right. So when this finally updates, and I refresh, because it's taking out those 10 discs of The Prisoner, right? And so it has to upload my newest discs. It has to remove the old discs. And it just takes a while to chew through that. All right, collection has been saved. Hooray! And so if I do this, yep, that collection number has gone down. It's gone down to 2761, just like I see here. So I lost 2 digits, but I've gained many a disc. And I'll have to make sure that a lot of the discs that I have moved in the last year have been properly accounted for and removed from my DVD collection software. So that's it. That is really the end of the stream. I'll go back here to camera 1. I was already on camera 1, but I'm turning camera 1 on so you cannot see my my software. All right, so I turned off the software, and that's the stream. So, talked about Fort Fairlane. We talked about movies. I am taking a couple days off, Wes. You weren't there earlier to hear it. So I'm not doing Retro Game Night tomorrow night. I'm going to the Cantina. And Retro Game Night will probably not happen Friday either, but I will most likely stream on both those days earlier in the day doing various Temple Technology stuff like I'm doing right now. And that's it. That's my fun spiel. If you like books, rsentertainment.com, where I write books. I also use software to track books, but not as well. And I'll go into that at a later date. But that's it. I am leaving, which means that my stream is ending. Thank you for watching, everyone. Mainly Wes. Hey, you two have a great time. No, we're going back to camera 2 for this. You two have a great time in Leavenworth. You deserve it. You need to get out and enjoy yourselves. I think you work hard. The both of you do a lot of good work, and you need to relax. Take a load off. All right, so we're gonna end the stream again. Stream is ending. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. It's my 3rd stream of the day, I think, actually. 4th if you count the one that was just kind of aborted, but that is it. And now we are going offline.